starting, so slightly.
Alright. Hi everybody. We're doing Dungeons & Dragons again tonight. That's kind of like our new thing. And I'm actually going to be DMing for my first time, so let's see how this goes. Alright. So, Berserker. You're waking up on a shore. You're covered in sand and the waves are breaking at your feet. You slowly open your eyes to see the bright sun high above you. Traces of salt are around the corners of your mouth. You turn and you look around, not sure if you can actually move. You see some bluffs in the distance. You also notice that you've lost your armor and your weaponry. There's no sign of your backpack. You also see wreckage strewn about. As you begin to stand up, a soldier comes riding up to you. He seemed to come out of nowhere. He looks at you with no compassion. Seems you've had a rough go of it. Turning to look over his shoulder, he shouts, "I've got another one over here." From the distance, you hear someone respond, "Take him in for questioning." The knight dismounts and ties you with rope. Are you going to do anything about it?
Well, I got no armor or anything, so nope.
Okay. So, he ties you up with rope. He's going to tie your hands together. He's going to put some rope around your neck, and he proceeds to remount his horse and basically almost drag you back to base. How do I undo this? There we go. Okay. So he drags you back to the base area. And after about a quarter mile of walking, you get to a sort of a headquarters where you see a small fire, some food, pile of supplies, look like it was washed up from shore, and a small tent with patches here and there, and the fabric's been faded by the sun, so it's definitely seen better days. And there's lots of various soldiers about, different classes, and all of a sudden, the commanding officer comes walking out of the tent and up to you. And the commanding officer says, "So this is the last one you found. Tell me, where are you from? What were you doing on a ship that is known to belong to Cavalleria?" What do you say?
I was just traveling and it sank. Aside from that, I don't know.
You were on a ship that belongs to the country of Cavalleria, and you didn't know that? Where did you come from?
The north.
Cavalleria is to our south. Well,
Intelligence check.
you're excused.
Now, I'm confused of what we're doing because I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing.
It's called role playing. You're supposed to
shit.
role play. This is your chance to make up a story.
Yeah, you're in the middle of something. Try and get your way out.
Yeah.
Maria likes boundaries.
You've been captured. You're surrounded by soldiers. I'm questioning you, and you got to give me something here. Anything?
I was there on a mercenary job.
A mercenary job. So you've been employed by our enemies. Well, load him onto the wagon with the others. So the soldier that still has you tied up leads you over to a wagon where there's some other prisoners. He switches you from a rope to chains, loads you onto the wagon, so you're chained, your hands are shackled together, and then you're actually chained by the neck to the wagon itself. And you're basically immobilized. They lock the door behind you, and you hear a bang on the wagon, and the wagon starts to move. You wanna? Why don't you roll a? Well, never mind. You're obviously gonna see what's in front of you. Your wagon companions include a half elf of slight build and having long black hair. He has tattered green bandana around his head that does a poor job of covering his half elf ears. You also see a small red-headed gnome and a tall hobgoblin. The gnome has a smug look on his face and mischief in his eyes. He seems to be entertained by his predicament. The hobgoblin is particularly disturbing to look at due to all the tattooing on his orange skin. In between the tattoos are gruesome scars. He's got a weird bright blue nose and merciless black eyes.
It's where we pull our characters in.
Yes.
I'm assuming my character's weaponless as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I assume we're all out of pretty much everything.
So my character is like screaming at the god, pretty much. He's like, "By cool, I'm going to smite you," because they've stolen his holy symbol and he's pissed.
You
So
you,
who's
tell
the-
you tell
who's the
me.
new guy?
You tell me.
So who's the
I,
new guy we got here?
I did not hear a drow in there, so I guess I'm not there yet.
No, you're not. Soon.
Quiet one, I see.
Are you talking to?
No, we've been in the cart for a while, I guess. The new berserker.
Oh yeah.
That's what brought you here.
Well, I was on a mercenary job for. The hell is it called? Cavalleria?
Yes.
Cavalleria, and we were in, I guess, a storm, and I was asleep. And I showed up on the shore.
Quite the heavy sleeper. So you just woke up and they took you?
I don't think I woke up more as I was completely out. I guess I hit my head.
Mm. You look to have been in quite a bit of battles and fights there, friend.
Well, with the job I have, of course.
And what job is that?
A mercenary.
I guess I did already ask that. So
No, you didn't ask me what my job was.
well, you said you were a
knew what
mercenary.
my. Oh yeah, you did. Okay. Is that supposed to be lettering?
Yes.
So I assume we're in the cart. The cart's moving, right?
Yeah. The cart is still bumping along for another minute
like
till I
the-
do this.
I like the Skyrim-esque opening.
Alright, so after about 30 minutes of an incredibly bumpy ride, you finally come to town. You see lots of people of all income spheres bustling about. You see a large river going through the town, and some ships in a dock area to the east. The buildings are made of half timber, and there's a large wooden wall that encloses the town. You continue on in the wagon for a time, but your pace is slowed greatly. After another 5 minutes, you pull into the courtyard of the barracks, and it is all made of stone. The wagon comes to a stop, and you are all hauled off to prison. The cell you are shoved into is maybe 10 by 10 and is all stone. There's a little bit of hay on the ground meant to provide some cushioning. The front of the cell is made of iron bars that feel sticky and dirty to the touch. There's a small window at the top of the wall. Bars cover it. There's already a drow elf in the cell.
Well, before we get to the cell, how exactly are they taking us out of this this transport?
They, the chain that is connected to your neck, they connect to all of you and they're dragging you all by the neck.
So, in what order? Like, exactly how are they doing this?
They're dragging Berserker, then the gnome, then to Scavenger, and then you at the end.
And they just have a chain around our neck. I'm guessing we're like tied up.
Your
on the
hands are
wrists
still
and stuff
shackled.
together.
No, they're individually shackled in the front.
No, that's what I mean. Our like my hands are shackled to my hands, and everyone else's hands are shackled to their own hands.
Yes.
Shackled behind us, I assume.
Yes.
What about our legs?
Not shackled.
Okay, and there's guards around us.
Yes. Several.
How far?
They have you especially at sword point because they know you're pissed. And they don't trust you because you're so freaky looking.
They have me at sword point. Bastards.
Yeah.
What's the name of this place?
The name of the town is called Spitzberg.
Wow, you're just giving information out for free, aren't you?
Well, Derek's a ranger, so it's okay. So this is... I'm going to draw a description of the cell that you guys are going into. It's the front area. You got the little window. And, Rat is inside already. So, all of you guys get shoved in.
Like how I didn't even get a chance to escape. Goddamn racist.
In this situation, can I do a check if I can get the key or something?
Well,
Or something?
so they throw you all in this gross cell with this creepy looking drow elf, and they slam the door shut, and it's locked, obviously. And at this point, you guys can feel free to do any look checks, search checks, anything like that. I mean, do you want to try? What else do you see?
I wanted to use the
So-
moment to check around if I could find anything.
So this is the window on the left, or the small, and this is the door.
Correct.
Okay, and they've unchained us, or are we all still chained up, or what?
You're unchained in the cell, but you're locked in the cell.
I'm going to search around.
Okay.
Yeah, best roll
So-
ever.
You see that there's stone, and you're very entertained by the stone. And so you just kind of keep staring at the way the beams of iron are fused into the floor of the stonework.
I assume I'm doing the same thing.
The
Yes.
ground, is it? And the walls, are they stone?
Yes.
Okay, okay, well, that doesn't work.
I'm proud of you
Actually,
for
yes,
remembering.
I'm gonna search.
Okay.
So I get a +2.
Don't you get an extra
Wow.
bonus for being stonework?
That is my
Ah,
bonus.
I see that is your bonus.
This is off to a great start.
Yeah.
Terrible
Is
start.
this-
Holy crap!
Is
You
this the
don't-
search that we
You
that
don't
we do?
you don't see anything other than beautiful granite, and this is the most beautiful granite you've ever seen, and so you just kind of are rubbing and caressing the wall, and you
I'm
don't
just
find
gonna
any
turn to
traps.
everybody and say this is the best stonework ever.
All right, now Derek sees that obviously he's in a cell with stone, but he actually is able to see beyond the cell, and he sees that there's a little bit of a corridor that goes down here,
What's with the
and he sees that there's a guard sitting in a chair. He also Derek does not find any traps or hidden doors or anything, but he does see the guard who has a key ring on him and is a half-orc.
If there were any trapdoors, we're elves, we would have known automatically.
So he's a half orc.
He's a half-orc. You wanna? Should you
Yeah, but
roll, or should I just...
I don't know he's there yet. So
You don't know he's there
Yeah.
yet. You haven't seen him, and
Well, there's a half orc sitting there, and he has the key ring. I can see it. So